Good afternoon, good evening, Hillcrest family. Welcome to our 12th, edition of the HCC at Home virtual series. Today we're going to dive into grips, not the type of grip that Mark's gone over and we've touched on a few times, but the actual grip you're going to have on your golf club and how the preference is huge and what actually components of the grip help what kind of hands, what kind of golfer, kind of feel, kind of dive into that aspect of it. And also dive into club makeup, club composition, what goes behind, how we fit somebody into a golf club off of, what their swing, their physical stature, and whatnot. So going to get into kind of the ins and outs. I'm not working on the fundamental stuff today. Kind of piggyback a lot of good stuff that Brett talked about. He took you through golf balls, what kind of golf balls fits, what kind of players. Also took you through his golf bag, which what probably was like going through a female's purse. The golf bag just has an abundance of knickknacks and stuff that all can be useful. And if you're out there and you're missing your rain pants or your rangefinder batteries, something like that, you feel helpless. Feel like your tail's between your legs a little bit. So good stuff here. We're going to piggyback and keep in the same realm of kind of the accessories and the makeup of the golf swing, not so much the physical golf swing today. So I have in here with me a lot of our grip options that we offer here at Hillcrest. We are full service gripping, leader bag here. Our turnaround time is best case scenario 24 hours. Worst case scenario, 4 to 5 days, depending on how much clubs we had to do, how much we had to do, and what time of the year it is. We try and keep a healthy stock of grips in our inventory, just stuff that's kind of on all ends of the spectrum. Everyone here plays different grips. I have not re-gripped one set of clubs and been like, oh yeah, we always do this grip. We use all these grips the same amount, I would say. Everyone's different, and that's okay. But we're going to find out what makes everyone different and what fits best for your game and what you feel. And then we're moving to the actual golf club. So we're going to start with probably the most standard grip out there. This is called your Tour Velvet Golf Pride grip. This is the most standard, I would say, golf grip there is to date. This is here, I'm going to move this camera up a 10. There we go. Okay, so this grip right here is very, I wouldn't say simple, but it's sleek, it's elegant, it's very soft. There's not much to this, okay? So there's, as you can see, the white on there is just little ribs or indentations, you can call them, that they're just colored. Besides that, this is your stock grip, going to probably have the most feel with these grips, meaning if you have very sensitive hands, you feel a lot of the ball on the club face in your hands, you judge it off your feeling in your hands, aka Tiger Woods-esque. He's a huge hand golfer, feels everything in his hands. This is your grip for you. It's going to be the most hand-sensitive grip. Pretty simple stuff to it. There's not much that's going to get in between of your hands and the golf club. So the most standard grip out there, it's simple, it's soft, it does well in rain. When it rains, it dries off really well, doesn't stay slippery. And like I said, probably the most standard and universal grip there is out there. Next, we are going to move into something in the same family, but we're going to add a little bit of cord to it, if you will. This is the Tour Velvet Golf Pride, but it's your full cord grip. Cord meaning, I don't know if you can see it, but we don't have those white indentations anymore, those riblets there. We have some cords in that grip. Now what that's going to do is actually, it feels a bit rougher, okay? And almost imagine like some tough hair, horsehair or something like that. It almost feels that to that extent. For those who don't like the too soft feeling, it kind of slips out of their hands. This is what you want to go to. That cord presents that that stability and durability. It feels a little rough, feels like a glass, but not too rough to where it's going to hurt your hands. It just stops it stops the hands from sliding a little bit, and just adds a different kind of texture. So if what you're feeling in the Tour Velvet regular is too soft, I feel like it's going to slip out of my hands if it gets wet, and that kind of stuff. But you like the simplicity of it, you like the base of it, then the cord's going to be the one for you. I would say it's not as popular as the regular Golf Pride grip, but still nonetheless a very popular grip. Again, this is a full cord Golf Pride Tour Velvet grip here. And next, we are going to move into something that's going to split the difference, okay? Alrighty. And this one here is your New Decade, your New Decade Golf Pride grip, okay? And what this one is obviously it's two colors, but hands don't see color. Color doesn't affect your swing. So the colors don't matter, but it is half cord. So we just talked about one that was cordless, your Tour Velvet, all texture, all feel. And then we talked about the full cord, a little rougher, a little more, it's easier to grip and stay gripped if you have an issue with it feeling loose in your hands. And this is something that's in the middle. As you can see, there is those riblets that we saw in the Tour Velvet. There also is some kind of coarse ribbing here in those black fine lines. And all that is a texture differentiation, okay? But the half cord is up here on top. So you have cord for your left hand, if we're talking right-handed golfers, and we're talking no cord for the right hand or the lower hand. I would say this is the second most popular grip. A lot of people want that healthy combination of both and have that left hand to feel that cord to be on there nice and secure. And as Mark and I have talked about, we want to feel those last three fingers, most of the pressure in those three fingers. So having that cord, that top hand is very useful and significant, and it's widely accepted and getting even more popular in this day. And then you have the right low hand, that's the softer, more textury. You feel all that rubber. There's no fine cord in between it. It's all that rubber. So it's a healthy mix of both. And I would say we probably do the most of these at the club here. Probably not the most widely popular grip in the world, but here at the club, very popular grip. Very, and it also comes in multiple colors, which is a way to customize them to your set and your liking. A lot of different color combinations. And I think that's also what's made it more popular here, is you can kind of match your clubs with your either head covers, your bag, whereas with the Tour Velvet and Golf Prides, they're pretty standard. Their colors, black on black, black on gray, black on white, and that's about it. So customization and flexibility, you could say, or ability to have two separate feelings is the biggest thing about this grip, and what makes this grip so unique and so awesome. And now we'll move into a grip that's kind of on the same realm as that, a little newer, but in the same realm with a little added sensibility, you could say. And that is the Golf Pride New Decade, which is going to add a line on the back. So you see this align right there. This is probably raised, I wouldn't even say a millimeter, but it's a little bit of a rib on this back of the grip here, and it's supposed to help you align your knuckles, your fingertips, and give you a better indication of where your hands are underneath your grip. So if, this rib kind of falls right into those knuckles there, and it's easy to tell where your knuckles are in retrospect to the center of the grip, or underneath the grip, meaning your hands are on top. So that's what the biggest change in this one is. Still half cord up here, still that riblets, indentations with that coarse black in there, but otherwise that soft rubber that you get to feel the most out of. But then adds that nice line on the back there, which can be very key for some people who like that, who are a little more technological with the game, and some people just gets in the way and adds too much to an already very complicated game. So that's the New Decade MCC line. Like I said, it's a newer one. We have it in the shop here available. Not everyone's as familiar with this grip as all of other grips because we haven't had this as long, but still a great grip. Definitely gaining some traction here at the club and worldwide, I'd say. All righty. Talked about that one. Talked about that one. Actually, we can talk about this one. So this is the Golf Pride MCC New Decade. So same name, but we're going to add a +4 in there. And the +4 is there's more layering down here at the bottom of the grip than your average grip. So you got to understand, just because a grip is how it is doesn't mean that's the only way we can put it on a club or only way we can fit it on a club. We can use tape and other resources to widen parts of the grip, because if you weren't aware, most grips get smaller as you go down, as well as the golf shaft does. So you're not going to see the same width up here with your top hand as you are up here with your bottom hand. And what this one is trying to do is make that transition less and make this more of the same size all the way around, given the +4. So we're adding layers down here during this rubber part to make it a little thicker on your right hand and a little more similar to your left hand. Still the same dimension as a half cord. It still is a half cord. But as you can see, if you didn't notice, we're going to see a little different style though. More of an arrow type on the MCC +4, and then more of a rounded texture there on the Golf Pride New Decade. So a little different feeling, and also a little more width down here at the end. So that's what if you see a +4, it's just adding material to make it more of it the same width all the way down the grip there for you. Okay, and now we're going to move into the Golf Pride Tour Wrap. I would say this is probably our most tacky grip. If you know what tacky means, the most sticky, easiest to hold on to. It can't slip out of your hands. This is an acquired grip. Acquired meaning it's not for everybody, as not any grip is, but this more so than others really takes a person who likes that rounded ribbing and that super tacky rubber to be able to play this grip. I would say about this grip is they're the hardest to get tacky again when it rains. So if you're a golfer who will play in most elements, rain being one, once water gets on these bad boys, really hard to get them back to its tackiness, to where you don't feel like the club's going to fall flat out of your hand. Not to give any horror stories or scare anyone, but have heard of times where members were golfing in the rain with this particular grip and the club did happen to fly out. Doesn't mean it's a great grip. Just if you're golfing in the rain, you expect to be golfing in the rain a lot, not for you. But if you don't expect to be golfing in the rain, you like that tacky rubber feeling, you want this rounded ribbing that is pretty significant, as you can see. So the ribbing, it does not go unnoticed in your hands. You can feel it kind of go around. It does feel great. But again, if we're playing in elements, I would not recommend this grip here. And that moves us to the WinXL. This is the cousin of the Golf Pride Tour Wrap we just talked about, meaning it has that rounded ribbing. I don't know if you can tell though, but it's definitely not as significant as this ribbing, meaning it doesn't stick out as much. And also it's not as tacky. That rubber isn't as sticky. As you can see the material, this one's pretty shiny here. This one's not, I hate to say, a little more dull. So This one's a little softer. I almost want to use the word squishy because it is a squishy type grip. You don't feel the indents as much, and super soft in your hands. I would say this one, the next grip I'm going to show you, are the two softest grips that we have here in the shop. I'm not, this is in a bad way, but this is great. This is a great grip for members with arthritis. They don't have as much feeling in their hands. They have bigger hands. This grip comes in all shapes and sizes. Actually, it doesn't come in all shapes, one shape, but it comes in all sizes. They can do undersize. They can do standard, which is this one. They can do a XL and then a double XL. And those who have arthritis, hands are going bad, those double XL, WinXLs have been the most popular and the best grip for hand issues there. And in talking with different sizes, every grip I've showed you here has a mid-size and an oversize. So any grip you see here, if you need that bigger grip, you either have really big hands and you're holding too much around it, you're squeezing it, or you're having arthritis when you're losing a little bit of your feeling there, then we can go up in all those grips. And that's what I would say is the only time I'd go up in those grips. Also, too, if you're a handsy golfer, get your hands involved. The bigger the grip, the less handsy you're going to get. But I wouldn't compensate you being handsy by fixing your grips. I would fix the handsiness first. If you need them because of reasons that aren't because of your golf swing that you think might improve your game, then great. But I would solve the handsiness first before going up. If that doesn't work, then yes, please use a bigger grip for yourself. Just going to help you out there a little bit. But this one right here has the most sizes. They also all have undersize. So for you ladies out there with smaller hands, not all the grips we have here are undersized options, but I would say half or 60% have those undersized ladies grips available for you. All right, so now we're going to move into the last grip of the day, and this is the WinDry Tech. I would say apart from the New Decade, this is the second most popular grip here at Hillcrest. It's also a newer grip, came out within the last 5 years, I would say. And just like the WinXL, it's kind of the same texture. The softest grip where you're going to find here at Hillcrest, apart from that WinXL. Super tacky, super soft, super squishy. Great grip with the downfall of durability. Durability meaning you tend to change these ones more often than those other grips. If you're a golfer who plays a lot, you're going to be changing these more than you will with other grips. That's not a bad thing at all. Just be aware. These do see the shelf life isn't as long as your grips over here would be. But then the time you do have with this grip might be a way better experience than those grips, and it might make it worth it. But nonetheless, we have been seeing and told this does seem to wear out, which makes sense. This is such a soft grip, such soft material to where if you hold it hard, if you're playing a lot, you're going to see that material wear a little faster. It can't maintain that same squishiness and same softness that we want to see it maintained for a long time, so we don't have to keep changing our grips. But why big popular grip? It also comes in a circular type like the WinXL, very comparable to the WinXL, just kind of the WinDry Tech, different color, different feel, and like that. So those are all the grips we have for today. Grips are huge. More often than not, we get members who come in and they hand us their grip and they go, "Do you think we need a new one?" And a lot of you guys can do that. Assess yourself, or you can assess your grip yourself. Or if you hold it and you do not feel the same feeling you felt when you first got those new grips, if you're losing that and you're losing that touch in your hands, come by and get new grips. No need to wait. We got everyone here in the shop that can re-grip clubs, and we try and churn those out as fast as we can. So please don't wait to get your grips redone. it's an often forgotten part of your game. Like, oh, I'll just change the grips whenever I want. But it can very much benefit you in a positive way by always having grips that not always brand new, but aren't so old to where you lost the entirety of that grip, to where anywhere you hold in that grip is just worn out, dry, cracking even. We've seen grips that are just have been sold, they're starting to crack on the bottom or top. So don't wait to get your grips done. We would love to help you out with that. We are here all day and all. No, we are here all day to where if we have enough people in the shop, we'd hope to get your grips out as fast as you can. But we have some people that are waiting to get their grips done. The longest you'll see your grips wait is a week max on our very, very busy days. So I hope this was a beneficial and useful for you guys. We're already at 20 minutes here, so I'm not going to get into clubs yet. We'll save that because I can go on and on about clubs, the different kind of shafts, different kind of heads, and what we look for based off somebody's swing, physical stature, and whatnot, and then going from there. So one of the next ones, we'll touch on that. But just want to get off the golf course for a sec and get the look at the behind the scenes stuff and what goes into making you a golfer besides just your golf swing. I know we want to go out there and do it all on the course, but it takes, stuff like this to kind of get you over the hump, get you over that edge. And it's very true. So thank you guys for tuning in. Another great series of the HCC at home. Hope to see you guys tuning in on Friday, I believe, is the next golf one. No, excuse me, on Wednesday, tomorrow, we'll have another golf one. Hope to see you all there. And as always, if there's any questions regarding grips, if you want to go with a more in-depth discussion on grips, please don't hesitate to call or email us in the golf shop. We will be here to help you and assist you in any way possible. I hope everyone's staying happy and healthy, and we will see you next time.